Today is the day. I've been waiting for this day for a long time, much longer than just since the beginning of this project. I've been trying to get my dad to go for this for several years now, and today is the day that we put down grass seed. So I'm really excited to show you what seed is going down and talk a little bit about that, and just basically talk about the process of how I do this and what I do and why I do it. Show you some tools that make it a little easier and save some time and get it done. Let's get this grass growing. Here we go. Now before I get started, I think I'll just let the secret out here, because a lot of people have been asking me what seed we're going to be using for this project. So here it is. We're going to be using Barenbrug's Turf Blue Pro mix. It is bluegrass and ryegrass, and this mix has the RPR, the regenerative perennial ryegrass. So this will be my first experience with that, and I'm really just excited to see how this grass looks after it grows in. It is made to be stress tolerant and drought tolerant, which is really needed here right now. So excited for this. This is pretty much made for sports turf. So it's made to get beat on, and it's made to handle all of that stress. To get started, what I'm going to do first is I am going to put down some mesotrione, or Tenacity as it's known, and that's going to help with any weed prevention, and it's safe to use for new grass seed, for most grass seed types anyways. At least for bluegrass and ryegrass it's safe. So if you're planting bluegrass or ryegrass, you're safe, you're good to go. Anything else, double check the label, because I don't have that right off the top of my head here. So first things first, I'm going to spray the yard with that, and then I will get the seed down. The seed here, any bluegrass seed, you want to seed it at like 3 to 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet, and that's about what we're going to do here. So got a little over 2,000 square feet, so we'll go with probably heavy rate, so we'll do around 10 pounds or so across here and see how it looks and go from there. But that's pretty much it. You can do it several ways. You can use a drop spreader, or a broadcast spreader, or a handheld spreader with the crank. Either of those will work. I do recommend using some kind of spreader, that way you have a consistent application of your grass seed, or any product really. I'm just going to be cautious of the beds, do a little perimeter pass against those, then throw the rest in my broadcast walk behind spreader, and do a nice even application across the yard. So here we go. Alright, seed is down, and I am so excited. I literally can't wait. This is going to be the longest month or so in a long time. Obviously the ryegrass is going to come up first, so we'll get some teasings there. But as far as the bluegrass goes, it's going to be about a month or so, I bet. But time will tell. It might come in sooner, might come in later. We'll just have to find out and see. So now that the seed is down, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put down a starter fertilizer. Now a starter fertilizer, by definition, in my opinion, is anything that has all three of the main nutrients, so nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Find a product that has all three of those. Those are the three numbers on the bag, so find a product that has all three of those. It can be a granular product, it could be a liquid product. Today I'm going to be using a liquid product. I'm going to be using GreenePop from Greene County Fertilizer. That's going to go down at 15 ounces per 1,000. I'm going to spray it out in my backpack sprayer and go over a nice even application across the yard, and then I'll cover it with peat moss, and I'll show you a really cool tool that's going to help me do that and hopefully make it a little less messy. The folks over at Landize were kind enough to send me their peat moss spreaders to try out and to use. I have the 24-inch peat moss spreader right here, and I also have the 36-inch peat moss spreader, which I'm going to be using primarily here today. I've used this before at my putting green at home, and it did a really good job. I really like it. Today I'm going to be using the 36-inch, giving that a go out here. I've got a little bit bigger area to cover, and we'll give that a try. What I really like about these is, as you can see here on the 24-inch, the handle stores inside of the barrel. So when you're done with it and you want to put it away, at least for the 24-inch, it's a little bit quicker to do. It's just a little pin that clips into the crossbar here. But when you're done, you can just disconnect it with that pin, tuck it away in the barrel, store it on a shelf, good to go. Same concept applies with the 36-inch. It does have a heavier duty handle that is bolted to the crossbar, but when you're done and you want to store it away, at least maybe long term, you can disconnect it, and then the handle still fits inside the barrel. But the other nice thing about the 36-inch handle is it is towable. It's got a little hitch pin there, and you can attach that to a lawnmower, riding lawnmower, or a four-wheeler, and pull it around the yard that way. So really versatile product there. Thank you to Landize for sending me these. I've got peat moss in the Gorilla cart over here. We've taken some time just to kind of break it up. It was a little chunky. So what we'll do is we'll just shovel it in. It's got a little hatch door here that just has a couple of clips. You open it up, put your peat moss in, close the door, and then just push it around, and it spreads the peat moss in a nice, even, consistent pattern. Alright, that does it. Everything is down, everything is ready to go. That peat moss spreader made a huge difference. Now if you have really fresh peat moss that doesn't have any clumps in it, you can dump the bag straight into the spreader and just go. We've been sitting on those bags since fall, so they've been just kind of hanging out in the shed. So we just kind of had to break those up before putting them in, but the consistency of the spread is just so much better than doing it by hand. Now, like I said, both ways work, but if you want an easier way and that's a little less dirty and a much more consistent spread of your peat moss, grab one of those spreaders. I'll put a link down in the description for those and for everything that I've used here. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can see the progress on this. I'll be sure to provide updates as soon as possible. But for now, Dad's gonna go ahead and start watering this regularly, and we'll wait on germination to happen and wait for grass to show up. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.